Hey guys, Fhraelaok here with another Spotlight video. People asked me if I was going to do this on a regular basis. If I can come up with websites to show and Spotlight, I'll gladly come out with them when I do. There is no set time or anything for it. It's just whenever I come across a great website that I think is very useful, that I will Spotlight it. So here we are at AskMrRobot.com. This is basically a theory crafting website, and will pretty much do the work for you. It's incredibly easy to use. I haven't used it very much yet, but I did check a couple things out on it, and I did want to show you guys what it was. So you can check out which talents and glyphs should you get depending on your class and your spec, what you want to do, or you can also look at the gear optimizer. Those are the only two I've looked so far, and there's plenty of forum posts and articles that you can read. But I want to show you the gear optimizer right now. You click on that, and what you're going to do is you're going to click which character you want. So I'm going to go to Stormmerge, and I'm going to get Dreaming Glory on here, and it's going to load up. So here we go. Here's what I have. I've never looked at any kind of theory crafting for a Pally tank in Cataclysm. I just did what I did. So here's what we have on here. Now it already tells you what your class and spec is. It goes through all your gear. Now I'm going to go one by one on this. So right here is your gear. This is what you are wearing. It'll tell you and it'll show you, including your gems. Not what your gems are, but what they're called. It does not show your enchants on it, however. If it has a red arrow next to it, it means it is not a best in slot item. So you want to get as little of these arrows as possible. To see what your best in slot is, you need to come down here to your options. You can choose, oh, should I go to tier 11 heroic raids? We can do heroics, that's what we're doing. Personally, I'm not. I'm going to leave it back on here. It'll just keep reloading up there. You can see if you want to go with pre-raid gear, or pre-Zul Garub and Zulamon gear, which means just pure heroic gear. And then you can look up for your all weapons, one-handed weapons, or two-handed weapons. If you're a tank, of course, it's one-handed unless you're a Death Knight tank. Etc., etc. Do you use any PvP gear? I'm too lazy to get Exalted Rep. Exclude expensive enchants. Exclude run speed enchants. Exclude archaeology or Dark Moon cards or BOE world drops or random items. And then of course you have your race and everything should be selected here automatically. Once you've chosen those that fit you, then you can look here, and if you want you can look in your best in slot and see what you have. If it has a green check mark next to it, it means it is best in slot for you. Right here, I have 3 items that are best in slot for me, which is awesome. I did not know that. So you can reload them, you can save them, you can link to them, and you can show your stats. I don't worry about that. I say don't worry about it. You know, once you come back here over to your gear, you've got your gem, enchants, reforges. You can hover over all of them to see exactly what they are. That one you can't. But your gems, of course. So now if you want to know what your specific optimization is to make yourself the best possible, you can click optimize. But before we do, right here, if it's highlighted in yellow like some of these are, they're suboptimal. It means they'll do, but they're not the absolute best you can do. However, and that also depends on your gear, so it completely theory crafts for you. If it's in green, it means it is optimized by Mr. Robot, which is this site. So we're going to click optimize. Once it's done that, now see if it's in, if it's been without the green and without the yellow like I already had before I optimized, it means you're already fine there. Now, you look onto here and it shows you basically what you're changing. I'm not completely sure what that's all. Oh, this is what you're reforging. So on the right side it shows you what you should reforge and for what. So you can look and decide on what you should be reforging for. It shows you what enchants you should have, as they're the best for you for that class, as well as what gems you should be using. Now it looks at what gear you already have, and it tries to figure out what's going to be the best for you. Automatically, it's a robot, it does it. It's amazing. So for example, all of my gems could be better. All of them. And that's fine. Plus, right here, see, remove your reforge. So I've already reforged 3 items that probably shouldn't have been reforged. Again, I didn't completely know everything I'm doing, So check this site out, check that out, if there's anything you want to fix. Then down here you have your stat weights, what's important and what's not. You come down here to your presets, you don't really have to worry about that, and then stat weight editor. So depending on stats and what you want, you can edit it. I'm not even going to mess with it. You don't even have to worry about this too awful much. But if you're going from top to bottom on what is the most important stats you can get, dodge, parry, then mastery for a pellet and tank. And you just go right on down that list. So stamina is useful, but it's not as useful as your mitigation. Anyway, so that's the site. I would show you other characters, but this is my only 85 right now, so this is just what a tank would look like here. But really, you can look at, oh sorry, here's basically what you already had is on your armory, and then drop location of the different pieces of gear. Including you can go to your best in slot and see drop location. I didn't even see that tab, sorry about that. So this will show you right here. Again, very useful. Hopefully it'll help you. I can already tell it's going to help me, especially on other characters as I level them up and start gearing them up. Very useful. Let's see, one other thing I did want to show you is if we go back to specs, you can click up at the top if you want. You can choose a class and spec, for example, pellet and tank. I'll just go to that one. And then here is talents and glyphs, you can click here, and then the sources and any details about it. It doesn't seem like there's many words of wisdom on any of it. It'll tell you, and it'll link you right to the Wowhead talent calculator. It'll tell you right here what you should be using and what glyphs you should be using for prime, major, and minor. Of course, every spec can be slightly different depending on what you're doing, so never, ever, ever think that this site is the only way you can gem, reforge, enchant, or spec, or use glyphs. It's not the only one out there, or the only way out there to do it. I don't have all of these things as perfect as it says I should, but I've been doing just fine. It really does need to cater to your playstyle too. Think about that before you change things around. For example, if you use a different glyph because of certain fights, it's what you prefer, you need it, it really helps. You might try the different glyph, but then go back, but don't ever think that this is the only way to do things. It's really not. So that's that. I just wanted to show you that site, guys. It is called AskMrRobot. It's www.askmrrobot.com. That will be in the description below, so check it out. Alright guys, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to thumbs up and subscribe. If you have any other websites that you think I should spotlight, it can be about WoW, it can be about other games, it can be about just about anything that you think is a very useful site, and something that you might like to see me talk about on this, on YouTube here. Please suggest it either in the comments below or a private message directly to me on YouTube. Alright, thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.